So, going on with the side triangle now from the top position. I like this entry because it's A, unexpected, and 2, it honestly just looks pretty badass. So, it's essentially sort of a rolling Kimura. And all I'm doing, here's to make sure you stay. So, I'm essentially taking here, and I'm stepping intentionally in his guard, which is not going to be that bad for him. He's not going to jerk his arm away because a lot of people think, oh, I can get a single leg from here. So, and I'm using that to grab my Kimura trap. And from here, it is basically just a forward roll, which I can use to then bring me in the Tikimura. And then, as you've seen in my other videos, closing the side triangle. So again, showing it from this position, just so you can see everything at a great angle. So again, I like to grab from here and then step in. And this is, yeah, you see he immediately wants to grab into the, just go from the side. Because it's kind of almost instinctive from inside. When I grab in here, he's automatically going here, which is giving me this nice bend in his arm, which I can immediately grab in my Kimura and then roll through. And I don't need to constantly show you because it's more about the entry. So again, showing it from here, again, starting forward, going in, using his instinct to grab my knee to get my Kimura trap, and front roll. And from here, I can just pull him into the Tikimura. And then all my finishing mechanics, like you've seen in the first video in this particular phase. Honestly, it's not that hard. The main thing is you want to be really good at the front roll when you try that, so you just don't spike yourself on your own head. I've seen people do it. It's embarrassing. I don't like to admit that I taught them anything, but that's the only real thing with that one. So that's from an open guard position, how you can essentially kind of pass directly into the Tikimura. Now another variation I want to do is if you're in the side control and he's blocking your Kimura. That's going to be the next section. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so. Okay, so second entry, basically what we're doing is, what if you're actually trying to just Kimura him from the side control and he counters it? Was I choking you too much? You're just kind of, okay, so let's do it from the same direction again so that you can see what you're doing. So, you've seen this kind of an entry to the Kimura 1,000 times. You put him into this, as Danaher calls it, the dorsal Kimura. And what the normal defense is exactly that. He's going to grab his own hand. This is really hard, especially because he's a lot stronger than I am. So this is not easy for me to break. I could try doing Tori Kakata variations or something, but again, right now I'm wanting to do the Tikimura, the side triangle, so we're going to skip Kimura variations. So instead of trying to pull him this way, I'm actually going to pull him this way. And that's going to give me this nice opening here, which I can use to get my foot in. And now instead of using the Kimura to lock, I'm going to use it to pull him in to my side triangle. And then his own grip is actually helping me now because it's moving his own body directly where I want it to go. Okay? So, just a quick note. A lot of people try to grab like this with an S grip when you're countering the Kimura. For lack of a better way of putting it, don't do that, that's dumb. This is actually a really weak grip. If he just pull on my arm. He can actually, even without something on my other hand, and if he puts his foot in my other arm, he's always going to be able to break that. Okay? Now, a much better grip. A friend of mine named Momo always says this. He says that the little finger, the pinky, and the thumb are friends. And palm on palm, and you get this sort of a butterfly gable grip. Now, if he does the same thing, even putting his arm, everything you've got. That was a lot harder for him. Yeah. This is a really strong grip. So this is the one you want to use to counter his Kimura attempt, because this is going to give you a nice, solid base. So, and then showing again this way, because it's much more important that they see what we're doing with the rest. They've seen this entry to the Kimura probably 1,000 times on YouTube. So again, you roll him on his side because you're wanting to do your standard don't grab yet. Because you're wanting to do your goal, your goal is your standard dorsal Kimura. Now, he knows I want to do that, so he's not stupid, so he grabs his own hand. Now, that's impossible, and like this, I can't break that grip, so I don't try. Make a hole, step my foot in, and again, I keep the Kimura grip, but I'm not trying to Kimura him anymore. I'm just using, actually, this arm to pull him into my side triangle. And then, all of your breaking mechanics, like normal. Like I said before, I'm not going to show a big chain of techniques to get there. I think that's something you can make up for yourself, but I always like to try and add passes, sweeps, mount escapes, different position escapes as much as possible, just to help make the whole thing a bit more rounded. But that's a couple of examples of how you get to the side triangle from the top position. Next video next week is going to be side triangle from the standing position, so how you can get there from the stand-up position, stand-up fighting. Lots of more stand-up and takedown work. So, you can go home now. Okay, see ya.